All right, so today we have a Chevalier for you. This is a model 3A 12 by 24H. We have it connected with 220, 230 volts, three-phase. And it has a coolant system along with it, as well as a hydraulic unit. Both of these units can be rolled around. They have dollies or casters on the bottom, which makes it a lot easier to move this around or set it up or service it. Also has a nice 14-inch diameter grinding wheel, over-the-wheel dresser, and it's a 3-axis automatic. So I'm going to go ahead and start the hydraulics and start the spindle. In order to do that, you have to make sure you have the control for the table speed turned off. So that simultaneously started this pump over here and the grinding spindle. Now I can have my table moving. Well, right now, this is doing a slot grind or a plunge grind. The noise you hear is this feeding down the 4 pulses that I have programmed in here. When it gets to 0, it stops. Didn't even finish the 4. And does a spark out and stops and backs off. The moment it backs off, you adjust here. So start another cycle. You want to shut this off, start this again. Well, you see each time it reverses. Now I can change that to be 2. And what will happen is it'll take 2 passes before it feeds. In case that's too much material coming off too quickly. Well, you can set that all the way up to 9. When it gets to 0, it backs off, it stops on the right side or left side, and the wheel backs off. Now you also have surface grinding mode. And we're going to switch this mode selector over to surface grind. And we're going to start this up again. Now when I turn this on, I'm going to have the saddle moving, or the cross slide. And this will move until it makes contact with the switches on the side, and you have adjustable dogs to set that stroke. So it'll feed at the rear of the saddle travel and at the front of the saddle travel. And you'll see the hand wheel go when it gets to the front of its cycle. There you go. It's a solenoid valve down here that moves some mechanical stuff in there. Now those pulses, 4 of them, and I can change that anytime I want to 6 or 2 or 1, are 2/10 each. You can also set it to be only 1/10 each if you wanted a finer. There is a dial here that you can rotate from 2/10 to 1/10 so that each pulse. So you know each time you do that, you're taking about approximately 4/10 what you would do. Let's get down to 0 here. You have a dial, an outer dial, that as I rotate it, there's going to make a contact with a switch in there. It's going to tell it to stop feeding. And you can also advance it manually with that knob on top, fine increment. And when it gets to 0, there it goes, it stopped, didn't even get all the pulses. Now it's doing a spark out. Spark out is as many as I put in this window here. I only have 1. So it's going to go back and forth across the magnet 1 time. So that takes quite a bit of time in the video, so I keep it low. But you could set this all the way up to 9. And the end of the cycle, the table parks and the wheel goes up. You can work things here manually, in the manual mode. You have to shut this off, start the hydraulics. On the manual mode, you can have a rapid down. Your magnet. The magnet is controlled over here. You have your to shut it off and put it on residual, where it'll demagnetize. You also have an adjustment here for the amount of magnetism, if a full amount, or if you want to lower, lessen it for some reason. and the green light is telling you that it's on. So you got your wrap it up and your wrap it down. You also have a little jog thing, so you could just come down one little thing at a time, or you could do this, same thing. Cross slide, when you go into manual, you can also move it in and out manually. The steps that it makes while it's working in automatic is adjusted with this potentiometer. That movement is electric motor. You adjust here how big your step is going to be. And that's pretty much everything. That's the Chevalier 3A1224. The H, possibly this is a high column machine. That might be what the H stands for. Unless it stands for hydraulic, I doubt it. But that will be mentioned on our quotation. Thank you very much.